So today I want to talk about carbs. What about carbs? Do we need carbs? Do we not need carbs? Do we need carbs? Do we not need carbs? Hey everyone, this is Charles here at Nutrition 101 and I'm back again. I know it's just been like an up and down roller coaster of craziness lately because I'm leaving New York City and moving to North Carolina. A process a little harder than I expected. It's a good time to go. New York City is not what it was, so I gotta take my kids and be out, start my second half of my life somewhere else. So I'll be moving to North Carolina next month officially. Everything is down there already, so it's just been kind of crazy. So I apologize for the little hiatus, but I'm back. Again, I have ideas for you. I just have to implement them and get them to you. I got the ideas. I got to get the editing all done, and hopefully I can get this to you pretty quickly. And then most people think, no, you don't need carbs. And in a way, that's not true, right? Because we need carbs, right? Carbs is brain food. Although fat is a healthier brain food, it leaves you a little lethargic and sluggish at times, especially if you hit that wall, that crash. Or athletes, if you're carb loading, you're gonna suffer. You're really gonna suffer. That's true. There's no doubt about that. There's a lot of misconceptions about that, and maybe just on education, or people just don't really know. But for sure, carbs are not necessary in the amounts that people take during athletic events. They're great when we are like in the middle of a long event and you just need a quick boost of energy. Those are great. You need to actually re-up those carbs like every hour or so. It's kind of important because you will eventually crash, right? But the fat, that's sustained energy. So the way that works is calories, right? How many calories are we taking in, right? Carbs are only 4 calories per gram. Fat is 9 calories per gram, right? So this giving us a lot more calories, and that's really where we get our energy from, is the calories, right? So if our calories are running out a lot faster, guess what's happened? We're going to lose energy and we're going to crash. And when you carb crash, it's going to hurt. It's going to suck a lot more than like if you're crashing from fat. So obviously there's a lot of things we can get into. I've talked about this a lot. Other things you need during athletic events. Electrolytes, things like that, but for sure, that we can go on and on about that, but we're not going to today. We're just going to talk about carbs, right? I think we just need smaller percentages in a daily day. A lot of people are under the misconception that we need about 45 to 60% of our total calorie intake being carbs, right? And you'll see this when you get into apps that are that give you percentages. Really, nobody really needs that many carbs, even advanced athletes or powerlifters and things like that. Maybe powerlifters, if you want to say, if you just want to bulk up, that bulking stage, which is a little ridiculous, they might do like a 65% of their calories as carbs, but really it shouldn't be that much. It shouldn't be in that 400 gram per day range, because that's kind of a lot. So really, we just want to lower that percentage and get it to around 30% if you can do that, right? So we do need carbs, and carbs. Some people just quit carbs, which is crazy, right? It's insane, right? Ketogenic diet is really just 5% of your total calories as carbs, and that's okay for a little while. Really, honestly, that could work. It's not sustainable, right? That's why ketogenic diet is really only something you can do for 6 months, or some people might push it for a year. You'll get the weight loss, but you really need to know how to work the ketogenic diet, because if you're not getting the proper nutrients along with the no carbs and pretty much a starvation diet, which is a ketogenic diet, right? When you starve yourself of a nutrient, not starving yourself of food, but starving yourself of a nutrient, and 3 major nutrients being fat, protein, carbs, and fiber, which is also a carb, but it's a digested carb. Okay, so if you're not getting the proper nutrients during your ketogenic diet, you're going to put yourself in danger. You're going to put yourself in a position where there's too much fat in your body and not enough other nutrients that could absorb the fat. So that's why you have to approach that very strategically. But yes, it could work, but I don't recommend it really in the long term. We want to push those carbs Around 35% of your total calories. If you're using apps, it's really easy to track that. You just put it in there. It's there for you already. MyFitnessPal is one of the best ones that I use, or I tell all my clients to use. So check that one out. Also, what I recommend to you is if you're going to eat carbs, which I do, right? Whatever. I eat carbs. There's no denying that. I don't care, how healthy I eat. I'm going to eat carbs. But here's the thing I do very differently. I eat them very early in the day, most of my carbs. So morning, I may stack up on carbs, right? When the first time I eat, because I do intermittent fasting. So that's really important too. I'm incorporating a lifestyle with my eating, right? Intermittent fasting is a lifestyle. It's not a diet, like ketogenic diet, for example. So I incorporate these carbs early in the day. So that might be, pretty much do gluten-free. So I'll eat gluten-free waffles. I still like cereal, but I get responsibly sourced cereal, organic cereals. I like that stuff. I don't want to give that stuff up. I'm human. I have taste buds. I know what that stuff tastes like. I know it tastes good, and I love it, right? So I don't want to give that up, but I'll eat it early in the day. Then maybe the afternoon, I'll have some carbs, right? And this is including fruit and anything that's still healthy and raw is still carbs, right? There's no denying that. But then as you get further in the day, I'm only doing 3 meals a day. By nighttime, I'm not eating any carbs. If you want to include spinach, okay, it's carbs, but it has a lot of fiber, so it kind of balances out. It's a wash, right? So that's where I'm getting my carbs at night. Otherwise, I'm just going to do protein at night, and this will help me now keep my insulin levels down. It will help me burn fat calories because in the middle of the night, we don't want to burn carb calories, sugar calories. We don't want to burn, we want to burn the fat in our body. And the only way to do that is we need a segue to start burning using fat as fuel. And the way we do that is we eat food higher in fats at night as opposed to carbs. Sounds counterproductive, but it really is not, because when you're sitting and eating carbs all night for dinner, and then at nighttime we go to sleep, we're going to be burning those calories. And since we're sedentary, since we're sleeping, we are burning calories, but we're not burning that many, not enough. And we're only burning about a third of our body weight in calories, maybe even less. Okay, so we are going to be burning all the sugar stores first, all the carbs that we just ate, not the fat. So that anything else is going to, we store as fat. And that's what happens. So we can't technically really start to drop our water weight and lose weight at night, right? So that's another thing. Brings me to the water weight. Carbs holds on to water just about more than anything else. People think it's salt, but no, it's the carbs. It holds about, if you're going to go by let's say grams, for every gram of carb is 4 grams of water. But it really goes back to the molecular level. For every carb molecule is 4 hydrogen molecules, right? So we're holding on to water, which is why people get that term carb body. And that's where it comes from, right? It's just a body that doesn't look lean and aesthetic and vascular because they eat a lot of carbs and they hold water. And when you hold water, it hides the muscle, it hides the veins, it hides those things like that. So you may even be someone who's fit and goes to the gym and just not getting those results. Guess why? You're eating too many carbs, right? And eating too many carbs frequently and eating carbs at night. So I'm not saying we need to get rid of carbs. We just need to eat carbs strategically. So it's the right percentages at the right time of the day. It's just like a prescription, right? It's like getting a dosage, right? Proper dosage, proper time of the day, right? And you'll be okay. Do you need carbs? The short answer would be yes, sort of. It's really not a question that could just be answered with a yes or a no. Yes, but with conditions, right? But as a fly. But I think the most important thing really is just trying to also pay attention to the kind of carbs that we eat. So this is a really big thing too. So if let's just say you're doing the right thing now, you lowered your carb percentages, but you're eating, fast food, right? Really bad toxic carbs, right? And when you start eating toxic foods, that's when things really start to go south, right? And that's the stuff that causes cholesterol issues, not the fat, right? We need saturated fat. People always want to blame butter, and they want to blame cheese, and they want to blame, meat and things like that, and eggs, right? Because it has the saturated fat, and he thinks that cholesterol suffering because of that. Heck no, hell no. It's not. Those are good foods, right? If you get them organic and reliably sourced, those are great foods. But the carbs, that's the stuff that's the problem. It's the toxic carbs and the ingredients that come with that. And when that stuff starts destroying the body, the other stuff is just insult to injury, right? So you may just blame that, and that's kind of what like the American Heart Association do. They kind of cherry pick information. They say, well, let's just blame coconut oil because it's saturated fat. No, but are you testing out what those other people's lifestyles are? Are you seeing what else they're eating? And they're eating coconut oil? No, they're not looking at that. They're just saying, well, this person consumes coconut oil, so this person has high cholesterol. So coconut oil is bad. And everyone knows that understands coconut oil. It's not bad. And matter of fact, it's great in most ways, every way. All right, I consume it every single day. I put it on. I cook it with my eggs. I put it in my smoothies. Doesn't matter. Just give me the coconut oil. I put it on my body. All right, so it's usually not the fat that's the problem. It's always the carbs, pretty much, and the lifestyle and the food choices. Food choices matter here, right? And I'm not saying, like I said, carbs is like the culprit all the time, but it's a gateway. It's a gateway to a lot of bad shit, because most of the bad food choices are carbs, right? A lot of them. All the processed food, yes, it's high in fat as well. Sugar is a carb. A lot of people just maybe have a misconception of what carbs are. My mom for a very long time was like, what's a carb? What's a fucking carb? I'm like, what do you mean? I tell you what a carb is every day, right? Anything that turns into sugar, anything. So that's even the good fruit, right? Vegans, sorry, buddy. Sorry about this information, but your whole diet is carbs, right? It's fruits and vegetables, right? And grains, right? There's no animal-based food, right? Grains is just sugar. Potatoes, sugar. Fruit, sugar. And we don't store fructose. That turns right to fat if you're not burning it. So if you're a vegan and you're sedentary, you're in trouble. Sorry about that. You're not getting the protein, you're not getting the nutrients. And most vegans probably don't know how to really supplement their diet into getting exactly what they need to live a healthier life, right? They will be into trouble at some point. Not to poo-poo on vegans, but I'm just giving you the raw facts. Vegetarians, you know what I'm saying? You need balance. And that's really what the most important thing is here. Find the carbs that are right for you. Eat them at the right times of day. Find that balance. Get into a good regimen and you'll be successful, I guarantee. If there's any other questions about carbs, of course, let me know. Leave a comment below. You can email me at any time. That's it for today. My name is Charles here at Nutrition 101. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, smash that like button. Share this information for anyone that you know is is struggling with their carbs and trying to understand really what carbs are about. We just don't need them in the amounts that people are taking them. All right, see you next episode. Fly. The hell? This freaking fly. Kidding me. I got him. Did I get him?